Hello, my name is Asaalah, and I will be presenting my constellation story for Cosmic Africa. The constellations I will be using are Eye of Set, Jackal of Set, Horus, Elder and Younger, Osiris, Sphinx, Shu, Apesh, 7 Scorpions of Isis, Ta'ert, and Andromeda. Story. Once upon a time, there were 2 groups. One was the celestial group, the other one was the lunar group. And the celestial group was the leader, the Eye of Set. The secretary was the Eye of Set's twin sister, Jackal of Set. The other members were Horus, Elder and Younger, Osiris, and Sphinx. In the lunar group, their leader was Shu. The other 4 members were Apesh, 7 Scorpions of Isis, Ta'ert, and Andromeda. The both groups lived on a small tropical island. They loved their land. The food was delicious. The beaches were awesome, and the weather was always really warm. It was like an eternal summer. There was one big problem on the tiny island. The 2 groups were always fighting. The 2 groups were always pranking each other, having contests to see which group was the best, and arguing about the food and which part of the land was theirs. One sunny day, Osiris and Jackal of Set decided to go to Andromeda and Shu's house to egg it. Charge! Jackal of Set hollered. Then Jackal of Set and Osiris started to throw eggs at the house. Meanwhile, in Shu and Andromeda's house, they heard sounds coming from the opposite side of their wall. What is that? Andromeda asked. Looks like our nosy neighbors are causing havoc on our property, Shu replied. Luckily, we are always prepared. Meanwhile, on the other side, Osiris and Jackal were still egging the house. Moo ha ha ha! Jackal of Set laughed, but the next thing she knew was that something was shoved into her face. She took what was off her face and looked up to see Andromeda and Shu with pies in their hands with angry faces. You thought you would get away with it, did you? Andromeda asked. Attack! So they started throwing pies at Osiris and Jackal of Set. Hey! Osiris yelled. Then he picked up more eggs from their egg basket and started throwing the eggs back at Andromeda and Shu. That's it! Shu exclaimed. The egg and pie war has started. So for 10 minutes, the group of enemies were throwing pies and eggs. This is the last blow. Shu took the pie and threw it hard, only to find out the pie fell to the ground with a splat. Darn it! They ran away before I could give us my final attack. We need revenge. Andromeda started thinking. I know, Horus, Elder, and Younger and Sphinx are building a house. On their break, let's go in and sabotage the house so they have to start over again. Awesome idea, Shu said. Later on, Horus, Elder, Younger, and Sphinx left for a lunch break. Shu and Andromeda sneaked on the property of the unfinished house. They slid off a piece of wood like sliding off a piece of wood on a Jenga game. And with that, the house collapsed. Shu and Andromeda high-fived and ran away. When Horus, Elder, Younger, and Sphinx came back, their mouths were agape. I bet Andromeda and Shu did this, Sphinx shouted. We need revenge. I know. Apesh, 7 Scorpions of Isis, and Ta'ert are baking together. Let's sneak in and replace their ingredients with nasty things. 10 minutes before Apesh, 7 Scorpions of Isis, and Ta'ert came to the kitchen, Sphinx and Horus, Elder, and Younger went to work. They replaced ingredients with horrible things, like toothpaste and fish oil. Then they hid. Later, they watched the 3 make pastries and tried their best not to kill. They watched Apesh, 7 Scorpions of Isis, and Ta'ert take bites of the quote-unquote sweets. As soon as they did, they spat out their food. This is horrible, Ta'ert exclaimed. I bet those pests did it. We need revenge. Apesh and 7 Scorpions of Isis nodded in agreement. Meanwhile, in Eye of Set's house, she thought about what was happening. She did not want everybody fighting. She wanted everyone to get along, so she went to Shu to talk it out. I don't like us fighting. Can't we be friends? The Eye of Set asked. Why should we be friends? Shu asked. So we can stop all this drama. Let's leave behind what happened in the past and get over it, the Eye of Set said. You make a good point, Shu replied. But how are we going to get them to come together? Shu asked. Don't worry, I have a plan, the Eye of Set said. Next day, the Eye of Set and Shu came to a speakerphone. Attention, Lunar Group and Celestial Group. Come to the park at noon, the Eye of Set yelled. We will be having a food fight there. Gather up as much food as you can, Shu yelled. Are you sure this is going to work out? Shu asked. Don't worry, it will, the Eye of Set replied. Later at noon, the 2 teams came, glaring at each other with food in their hands. 1, 2, 3, go! 5 said hollered, and with that, the two teams started throwing food at each other. They threw all sorts of things, from cakes to bread. The food fight lasted for about 1 hour. This is my special attack, Osiris said, picked up a smiley face and threw it right in Apesh's face. The pie fell off Apesh's face, and on her face was a smashed smiley face. All of a sudden, the two groups burst out laughing. Ah ha 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 ha! The groups laughed as they rolled on the floor. Shu laughed as he ran to the speakerphone. Stop, everyone! This was set up by me and Zayef said, so us two groups get along. Let's get over what happened in the past and get along, Shu explained. I agree. Okay, Sphinx said. I agree. Let's get along, 7 Scorpions of Isis said. From now on, the two groups shared their London food, and there was never an argument, war, prank again. Thank you for listening. Bye.